Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to come out as the heavyweight champion at the UFC after the UFC 321 main event? This is an heavy clash, a big clash, and a lot of things could go right, while a lot of things could go wrong. Tom Aspinall, we all are already reasoned with him. We all have already come to the conclusion that at the moment there is no better heavyweight than Tom Aspinall. We all know that UFC is the biggest of the biggest when it comes to mixed martial arts. And when it comes to mixed martial arts, the biggest, baddest fighter has to be from the heavyweight. And like I said, UFC, who is the prime of every MMA world, as an heavyweight champion in UFC, it means worldwide you are the biggest and baddest champion in the world. Tom Aspinall has never fought 3 rounds since he got into the UFC. He hasn't literally got into 5 rounds. His rounds have been 1 to 2nd round. First round finish, most especially, I think most of his fights has ended in the first round finish. And Ciryl Gane in the underside was an interesting fighter until we all thought he was going to be unbeatable until he faced Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou is another breed in totally. Francis Ngannou is another machine in totally. I'm still considering Francis Ngannou as the biggest, baddest fighter in the world, although he's not with the UFC. And I think UFC will be way better with Francis Ngannou being in that organization. But we're not talking about Francis Ngannou. We're talking about this big clash between Ciryl Gane and Tom Aspinall. I mean, this fight is going to go, it can go different places. This fight could go 5 rounds, and why this fight has a potential of ending in the first round. Like I said, Tom Aspinall hasn't gotten to the fight to 5th round. Tom Aspinall hasn't lost since the disqualification or I don't think it's a disqualification. I don't remember if it is a TKO or something against Curtis Blade, but he has never lost in the UFC, and his fight has never lasted more than 1 round. Like I said, and Ciryl Gane as well. Let's not just forget that Ciryl Gane has fought for the title 3 times. Or 2 times. Yes, 2 times. He has fought against Francis Ngannou. He lost. He fought against John Jones. He lost woefully in the first round. But does it mean that Ciryl Gane cannot pull this off? Ciryl Gane is a very light heavyweight fighter. He fights like somebody who is in middleweight. And that is why this fight, you just don't have to sleep. It's not a sleeper fight. It's a fight which could go different ways. When you talk of heavyweight, you see these 2 styles are the most interesting heavyweight fight since the beginning of UFC heavyweight title. Because when you look at the heavyweight fighters during the years, the amount of massiveness, apart from Stipe Miocic, and we all know that size doesn't win a fight. Although it plays a role, but it doesn't win you a fight. And these 2 guys has everything to get into a way that we all, the fans, are going to enjoy. What am I trying to say? These 2 people are very, very talented. They can use their body very well. They are good at striking, they are good at grappling, and they are good at takedown defense. I mean, Tom Aspinall will say has a little bit of edge over Ciryl Gane based on he's very good grappler as well. It's not just a striker. He's very good grappler. He's a one knock and 1 KO or 1 knockout artist. Ciryl Gane is just very stylish. Ciryl Gane is like, he's going to pick you apart, and Ciryl Gane also has possibility to knock you out. So this is a very interesting fight. Like I said, the UFC history, the heavyweight is quite different. It's quite different from most of the heavyweights we're seeing now, because now they are way more athletic, First and foremost, we saw it with Francis Ngannou, one of the first MMA heavyweight with that athletic physique he has. And now you're seeing it in Ciryl Gane. You're seeing it in Tom Aspinall. These are big boys, but they know how to use their body very well. They know what it is to be able to be that fit for their fight. And these guys are so high-level fighters. And they're really, 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 really skillful. That's why we cannot miss this fight. We are talking about the White House coming next year, June, July. I don't know when it's going to come out. We're talking of somebody who, John Jones, if he's coming back, is going to face. And we all know John Jones don't want to face Tom Aspinall. While we all think Tom Aspinall is going to win this fight. Because in bookies and in everywhere now, Tom Aspinall is a massive favorite for this title fight, based on his history and based on his runs. But what if Ciryl Gane pulls this off? Because we've known that UFC has given us a lot of shocking moments. You see those fights, you think those favorite fighters, those ones that have been picked to win the fight, 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10 have already lost the fight. Are we going to talk about Alex Pereira, who lost his fight against Magomed Ankalaev, the first fight? Or are we going to talk about Israel Adesanya and Sean Strickland? All these fights, all this history is what UFC are made of. And this fight has a potential of ending life that way. That is if Tom Aspinall underestimates Ciryl Gane. Because I'm very, very sure, although we haven't seen Tom Aspinall being put in the waters, we would love to watch Tom Aspinall put in that waters, get into the 5th round. We want to see if Tom Aspinall can be able to endure. Because what they call champion is not just you knocking people out. We'll talk about Mike Tyson, where people will pay a lot of money to go and watch, but Mike Tyson will end up finishing the fight before 2 rounds. People wants to watch Mike Tyson go into deep water, but Mike Tyson end up finishing his fight in 1st or 2nd round. And this is what we're getting with Tom Aspinall. This is what we're getting with him whenever he goes into an octagon to fight somebody. He ends his fight very quickly. So we all want to see that heart of a champion. We want to see Tom Aspinall put into the waters. Tom Aspinall going into the 5th round, knowing fully well that he has to win. Because nobody at the moment in that UFC, nobody in that heavyweight division has already put him in that deep waters. He has knocked out a lot of heavyweight, a lot of them. And these guys are not just small fighters. These guys are strong heavyweights. But when it comes to the athletic of the athletics, when it comes to people who are well shaped as an heavyweight, Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane are a very, very top fit. John Jones will be sidelines watching, or maybe at home watching, because according to everyone, according to reports and according to Dana White, he wants to come back. He wants to come back for the White House. And I would love to see John Jones' reaction if Tom Aspinall win. But at the same time, I'm not saying that Ciryl Gane won't win. Ciryl Gane could pull this off. We all know Ciryl Gane is way faster than Tom Aspinall. Ciryl Gane can use his body. So something could happen in this fight. But there's one thing this fight will deliver. One thing that I'm very, very sure that will come out in this fight. It's not going to be boring. It's going to end in finish. Somebody is going to go down. And who do you think is going to go down? Do you think Tom Aspinall is going to go down? Or do you think Ciryl Gane will just lose it as he always lost it in the title reign? I remember Ciryl Gane has this 2 title loss. He has to remove this monkey off his back. Can he pull this off against, if not the toughest fight? Because we could talk about him fighting Francis Ngannou. And Francis Ngannou went into that fight injured and he still beat Ciryl Gane. John Jones, who has never fought in the heavyweight division in his life, came in and submitted Ciryl Gane in the 1st round. And this is a potential the hardest one. If Ciryl Gane pull this off, it will be one of the most incredible comeback in the UFC history. And now we're going to see what John Jones is going to say after this fight. Let me know who you think is going to win. Let me know who you think will come out champion after the UFC 321 main event. Like, comment, subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Peace.